Hey, it's Derek again. Welcome to the second of two Frankenstein episodes. This one is it's less Frankenstein than the last episode, but there's gonna be a little bunch of little bits and pieces here and there. Um, so keep that in mind. If it seems a little off to you, there might be a reason for it. So, other than that, enjoy the episode, and I hope you had a happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Bye.
I wonder how that would have happened because some cow, like I've seen cows can need to be milked so much that it's literally like dripping out of their udders.
Giggity.
So I wonder if that's what. Shut up. So I wonder if that's what happened. Like somebody came across, it was like, "What's that leaking out of the cow?" Now, obviously, that's not where they pee from. I think I don't know,
Well, I mean,
but
if we understood that, like, babies need to suckle on, a woman's breast, then you'd assume that somebody would have understood the same concept from a cow, right? I think it's more like who thought to let the milk and cream curdle and turn into cheese. Ferment, I guess is the right word.
I mean, maybe they let it. I feel like that could have. Feel like something like that, where it's anything that has to do with fermenting. I feel like those happen on accident.
Yeah.
But then who was another bird? I was like, I wonder what it tastes like.
I mean, yeah, I feel like it probably wasn't a what does it taste like? They probably be like, oh man, what is this? And just, or maybe they didn't know because you can use it for like butter and stuff. Like milk gets turned into butter, doesn't it? Because it's cream, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Am I
Yeah,
dead? Wow.
so maybe they thought that the like curdled cheese thing was like butter. And it was like, oh man, I'm gonna spread this on some toast.
Damn.
But it happened to be cheese.
Fuck off me, baby.
And then it was like, hey, yo, Jim Bob, this butter you made is pretty fire.
It's always a Jimbo.
And I was like, Billy, I haven't made butter. We need to make some butter. We haven't had any butter for like 2 weeks now. I was
And
like, then what did I
then
just eat?
imagine the first guy to eat the butter was like lactose intolerant. He just started shitting. They're like, what is that?
I feel sorry for the niggas that are like that were lactose intolerant without knowing what it was and just had those products.
Yeah.
My
Back in the
guts,
day
they
before we had
bubble.
research.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing with the allergies is like, imagine just a king just like, oh man, I'll try this thing out, folded.
Yeah. I was like, oh man, what's this? I made peanut butter. Got a bunch of peanuts, mashed
That's
them
not
up.
George Washington Carver.
And it was like, here's this peanut butter. You should try some. Oh man, thanks, George Washington Carver. Munch, munch, munch. Ah!
Oh shit, that man's a demon.
He was
He
just
just
trying to
killed
annihilate
Steve.
white people. You think about it.
I
It's like
mean,
how
yeah,
like
you're not wrong.
white people are usually the ones that are lactose intolerant, and white people are the people who are usually allergic to peanuts. So
Yeah.
it's like, you know what? Let's do this. It's like we'll make tasty weapons of mass destruction.
They'll never know.
I'm so glad that I'm not allergic to nuts. I love peanut butter too much.
Butter is
I thought you
delicious.
were just gonna say I love nuts.
I could have. You're right. I missed the joke. Let me go back. I love nuts in my mouth.
Jeez, Derek.
Love to slosh them
I
around.
was eating a slice of
Nom.
cheese. I had a knife in my mouth, my guy. One wrong slip and I could have been the Joker.
You want to know how I got these scars?
I got these scars. It's like, oh man, it must have been something so traumatic and like dubious. I was eating cheese and my friend made me laugh. Sakura's parents are dead.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny that they never make that parallel. They never try to be like Sakura is like Naruto. Instead, they're like Sakura is like Ino. Like in what fucking way?
It's simply just because I think it's so funny how they have that, and then they use it in the video games in the freaking in Clash of Ninja, the kind of pseudo arena 2D fighter,
Yeah, I
which is
would
one of
call it
my
an arena.
favorite.
I love it too.
Yeah, yeah, so good. Um, they when in Clash of Ninja when they're younger, it's they fight. They have the same moves, like they do the same combos.
Yep.
There's no variation. That I find that hilarious. Like they heavily do the whole Ino and Sakura. They're echo fighters of each other. It's like
Right.
no, they have two entirely different skill sets. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like yes, they're both the healers of their team, but if that's the case, you might as well lump in Hinata there too.
Yeah. No. They whole ass try to like repeatedly like through the story alone try to tell you that they're the same, and it's like they're
Yeah,
really
it's like
not. They're
they're
totally not.
rivals, so they're the same. No, they're completely different.
Yeah. No.
I'm so glad they didn't try to keep them the same in Shippuden.
Yeah. Well. I will always defend Shippuden. Like a lot of people are like, oh, it drags on. No, well, first of all, Kishimoto knew what he was doing. I will say that the third Great Ninja War does drag a little bit, but the rest of it, Kishimoto really decided that these characters needed a little bit more time. So you get to see all of Team 10 and see like what makes Hina or what makes Ino tick, what makes Choji tick, what makes Shikamaru tick, and just like make
And
them
the
better
fact that their
characters.
master's dead.
Yeah, well, and then their master dies. Yeah, spoilers. We're only supposed to be spoiling
Spoilers.
Supernatural today.
Spoilers. That thing's been done since. Damn, has it
Yeah.
been 5 years?
Oh, it's more than
Jeez.
5 years. It. I think it's been
Well,
10
I meant
years.
the anime because I go off of I go off of like the most recent
Let me look.
because the manga.
Naruto. When did the anime end? The anime ended in 2017, so it's been 6 years. Wow, was it really 2017? I thought it was way earlier
Yeah,
than that.
that's why I was like, has it been 5 years? Yeah, that's because 2017 popped in my head for that.
Damn.
Remember it happening.
The
Damn, when the
mon
manga end?
the manga ended 2014, so it's been almost a decade.
Dang!
Yeah. Yep.
Jeez, it took them 3 years to get through all that filler.
Well, and then they had to add that. Well, okay, I want to defend Naruto's the filler at the end of Naruto. So yeah,
No, the filler at the end of Naruto is completely fine.
yeah. Because that's the problem is like people like to bitch about every like they like to bitch about the filler, and then you try to say like, no, there's good filler at the end, and they're like, no, all filler's bad. It's like, no. Some of that filler towards the end of Naruto actually makes the whole stupid fucking epilogue that if you were reading the manga, you go from Naruto and Sasuke are bloody, lying on the floor, giving each other AIDS because they're bleeding into each other, and then you go straight into everybody's happy and they've all got kids, and you're like, what happened
Yeah.
in the middle? And so I will say,
That's why you gotta watch the movie.
well, yeah. So the filler does rehash the movie. It does rehash the last, but it also tells stuff like even the part between the ending of the last and the credits of the last, because the last movie goes from like Naruto and Hinata kissing and they're finally a couple to all of a sudden they're married out of fucking nowhere. Just like, oh yeah, I guess that's how. I guess it's like a fairy tale romance. Like they decided to kiss for the first time, and now they're married. That's how marriage works. It's
I
not.
mean, I feel like any logical person easily correlate that to, yeah, they kissed, and so obviously, like, because the movie, Naruto's realizing more of his feelings for Hinata. They've clearly been, I guess you can call it dating. They've been hanging out a lot more. It's like the last is the most you see Naruto and Hinata hang out together in across all of Shippuden.
But even then, I still wouldn't say that like, oh, this could be seen as them dating because there's the before the mission starts. There's this scene where he's finally got time to spend time with his friends, and Hinata like runs past them. Like she doesn't even stop to talk to Naruto. And then the mission starts and now all of a sudden they're spending time together. I wouldn't really call that dating. I see what your point is, but like I really wouldn't call that a relationship.
Nah, man, that's the best relationship. You telling me that's not how you that's not how you bag women? What are you talking about?
Hell no. Ignore them.
Oh,
Ignore them until we're forced to work together. No, that sounds like a problem.
yeah, man. That's literally what happened. Because I would not have talked to them forced to work together for that one day.
um but like there's a lot more of like here, and I get that a lot of people aren't into slice of life like I am, but there is a lot more slice of life of here's Shikamaru with Tamari and let's show that relationship getting started, and here's Naruto and Hinata and let's show that relationship, and even like here's Sasuke gaslighting Sakura basically like
Not gaslighting.
so yeah.
I like the meme panel that people made. It's like it's Sasuke and Naruto are laying there, and Sasuke turns over to him. He's like, "You you were joking about the loser has to date Sakura, right? Has to marry Sakura, right?" And Naruto's just like, "Nope." It's like, damn it. Like, dang, Sasuke, technically you did lose that fight because that fight was to bring you back, and you decided to come back.
I hate Sakura. She's such a bad character.
Dang, man. Sakura hater over here. Somebody put the meme up where it's like an ugly dude, and it'd be like, your average Sakura hater, or your top tier Sakura hater versus your average Sakura enjoyer, and have the Sakura enjoyer be Giga Chat.
God.
Somebody do that.
Yeah, no. Editing Derek
Me,
will
I'm
not be
somebody.
doing that. No, I'm kidding.
Me, I'm somebody.
Um,
Yeah, no. I know a filler that people usually go to try and like show like, hey, there's good filler is after Asuma dies and Shikamaru has that shogi with his
yep.
dad.
Well,
Yup, that
and
one.
that's arguably not like filler because the rest of that episode is actually canon stuff.
Well, yeah, but that scene
Yeah.
you gotta think about it. If you filler or someone was like, oh, what is this filler? Probably like not the most important stuff. So canon, but not all canon is important.
It like one of the things that people hate is that there's two seasons together, and I think it's shortly after that fight where they kill Hidan, or Shikamaru kills Hidan. Um, where all of a sudden the story is like the entire Hidden Leaf Village gets like put under a dome, and like there's a bunch of ninjas from a village that you've never heard of, and like they're dealing with that, like Tsunade. I think Tsunade was gonna get kidnapped or some shit, and like it's this filler that goes on. Like, granted, it's a lot of action and it's a lot of fighting and it's a lot of cool, supposed to be cool shit, but it goes on for 2 fucking seasons, and people are like, I want to see what happens with the
Which one
Akatsuki.
is that? What is that? I'm trying to remember that.
It's been so long since I've seen it. I just remember it was one of those
Yeah.
things that people pointed out a lot. They're like, "This is garbage," and I'm like,
Remember.
It was
Who knows?
fun. It was fun for me to look at that, having read the manga and knew where the manga like was ending, that I could now go, okay, let me look at this, let me watch this. This is more story, because one of the things that a lot of people don't know about the filler for Naruto, the filler for Bleach, and the filler for One Piece, the big three, all of the filler, weirdly enough, was at least supervised by the original creators. So it maybe not the
Yeah,
scripts were written
you
by
kind of
them.
have to. Yeah, it
Like,
makes sense for it to be supervised because like you can't have it completely. You can't have what happens in filler completely mess up the of the original story.
yeah. Well, and
So it makes sense.
in the
Go
case
ahead.
of Bleach, their filler straight up spoils shit because he was writing the filler while he'd be writing some of the upcoming arcs, and so he does certain things in the filler that he's like, you know what, I'm gonna bring this up later. So like there at one point there is a character who can like start like creating weapons out of nothing basically, and then that eventually comes back later in the show. Like there's an entire group of characters. That's where the swastika sword comes from, and at one point
Oh,
he's
the swastika sword.
almost as soon as Uryu like loses his powers, they give it back to him, and all of a sudden tell him that there are other Quincy, and then those Quincy get killed, and then that entire filler just goes away, and then later you get to the point where here's more Quincy, and they bring back Oryu's powers. You're like, they already did that. That happened ages ago. That was way back there. What do you mean? Why are you doing this now? Um. So you definitely see little hints like that. That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Naruto and One Piece are not nearly as egregious. In One Piece's case, it's just Oda going, ah, yeah, there's a bunch of treasure on an island, and you're like, is it literally that simple?
There's a bunch of truth.
Like it's no way that it's that simple. It's like no, it's literally that simple. Literally, we're just gonna have pirates go for treasure. And it's like, wow, I thought we're above this, Oda. And he's like, no, not for filler. We're
No,
not.
we were never above. Speaking of mangaka,
Okay, are we gonna talk about
I
Gege?
think, yeah, yeah.
I knew it.
Um, I I was scrolling through TikTok, and obviously my TikTok is filled with guys and things.
Yeah.
And somebody had a panel of like tweets and stuff that Gege has been a part of and whatnot. And one of them was him drawing, or them, I should say, or it's because this will lead into it. They were drawing stuff, and it was like, oh yeah, I'm one of the mangakas that interacts with her characters, and I was like, Gege a woman? It have I been tortured and just gaslit by a woman? Gege's out here just traumatizing whole generation, whatnot, and we're thinking it's some sadistic man that doesn't care about life, and everybody can blame them, but it's been a woman this whole time, and I have no confirmation on that at all. The take,
Um.
but
Do do
I
do
don't
do
know if there's
do.
anything else that that like supports them being either
Okay, their Wikipedia
egg
uses
across every tweet.
their Wikipedia uses they them pronouns, so who knows? Uh uh
Okay.
let
It could
me
either mean that yeah they identify as they them, or it could be that yeah they don't have a straight up confirmation of
let's
like if it's a guy or a girl.
Oh, it's never been confirmed.
Because okay, yeah, so maybe that panel could be a slip up. So now in my head canon, Gege is a woman. Gege is a woman.
Is there any pictures of what Gege looks like?
No, it's only just ever been the cat thing. Gege even brought up it was like, ah yes, since nobody knows what I look like someone literally ran into me in Kaizen
I
and I told them.
I feel like I've had a moment like what you're having where thought that Gege was a woman for a minute. Um, and I'm trying to figure. I'm trying to remember why. Because I knew that there was some mangaka that I was like, I don't know the gender of this person, and I'm actually reasonably sure it's not a man.
I know the Full Metal Alchemist manga is a woman.
Um, the creator of Fate also we don't know the gender of. They've been like we don't even know what they look like. We know every other member of Type Moon, but we don't know what Nasu looks like or their
Dang.
anything. I heard this wacky story about the Sailor Moon creator. Um, uh, tell. Uh, hold on.
While Derek's brain recovers,
Yeah.
I'll tell you a
You
fun fact.
tell me a fun fact. I'm trying to
Fun
remember
fact,
something.
everyone. A fun fact, and by fun fact I mean not fun fact. Everybody knows the ending of Hunter x Hunter now.
Oh, is that out?
Because yeah, it's out. Like not manga out, but the mangaka put it out because he's like, I don't know if I'm actually survive my sickness that I have. So here's the full written story of the rest of the manga. Like it's from where the manga is at to the actual official ending of like how the manga is going to end. He put it out. He was like, here you go, because I don't know if I'll actually be able to finish the actual manga. So
That's
here's the story.
that's crazy.
Yeah. So he was like, here's everybody's ending. All what goes down, put it out there. Out. So if you want to know the ending of Hunter x Hunter, how everything ends, then you can that is accessible information. It's online.
I've actually never read it.
Neither have I. I know there are a lot of fans, and I know it's a staple of anime and manga. I've just never seen a single episode like at all or read anything about it. Same thing with Full Metal Alchemist. Never read it, never seen a single episode.
You've never fucked with Full Metal Alchemist either?
Yeah, just never seen it. Like I know the premise. I've seen clips. I know iconic moments. I it's the same thing as like before I ever watched Star Wars. I knew like everything about Star Wars,
Mm.
even though I had not seen anything related to it. The only thing I had seen that was related to Star Wars at all was I saw the Clone Wars. I like the show.
Hmm.
That is it. But that was like way later. So like everything else, all the hype around Star Wars, Clone Wars, and I was like, yo, this show kind of interesting. I like this. I'm gonna keep watching it, and then it disappeared off the face. Years. I was very mad. But yeah, so I just wanted to express my feelings about that revelation about Gege, if it is a revelation. I'm calling it now. Gege's woman. Just from that simple thing. If
I
Gege's not a woman,
so
then may God strike me down right now.
so I'm trying to remember. I recently heard a story, and maybe I'm remembering it wrong. But so the creator of Sailor Moon and the creator of Hunter x Hunter slash Yu Yu Hakusho are married in real life, and
That's dope.
it really is dope. Um,
That's dope. That's yeah, like legitimately dope. I like that. That's hot. That's hot.
but like yeah, think about that. Together, the three of them have created three of the most iconic like manga of all time. Um, so that's pretty dope. but so I heard a story, and maybe I'm trying to remember. Like maybe I remembered it wrong, but like when she saw him for the first time, she was like, "Oh, he looks like a bitch. I want him." Like,
I, yeah, because that's what every man they hear from. It's like, hey, babe, so what did you think when you first saw me and everything? I was like, oh yeah, or like she asked, it's like, I was just like, that's such a beautiful woman, and she has this aura about her that's so down to earth, and I've read her work, and it's really great. I just want to get to know her better. So I walked up to you and I did. It's like, what about me? What did you think of me? Like, yeah, you came up, and I was like, guy looks like a bitch. Like that. I want him. I'd be floored. I'd be flabbergasted. I'd be downright smeckledorfed. I'd look at my wife differently the rest of our lives. Not in a bad way. I'd just be like, I'd look at myself differently for the rest of my life. I'd just be like, am I a bitch? Do-
I
what
I
about?
I feel like I'm remembering that wrong, but like I that was
Nah, I don't even care if you remember.
I like
It's right now.
I'm trying to like find what it was because there it was I heard that where she thought something about him and I'm just like damn, all right.
Well, while you're looking up stuff, what is
I've
Squirrel
been
Girl's real name?
I want to say it starts with an M. It's an old lady's name. It's like Marlene
Margaret?
Marlene or something. I don't think it's
I
Margaret.
don't know. Look it up. Look it up.
Uh, okay. I
I feel like it starts with an E, but maybe that's me being biased.
you just
Yeah.
naturally assume that Doreen, that's her name.
Doreen.
Doreen Aline Green.
Eileen, that's where I'm getting from. So I'm guessing Doreen is Dorine.
No, Doreen.
Ew!
Can we be honest? Most like it took way too long for her to finally get her flowers. She's like one of the greatest characters in all of like comic books.
Ew!
And
Doreen
I'm glad that people have
with
started
two
to like her.
E's? I mean, she's cool. She's dope. She's a chick that, has can talk to squirrels. She beat
And beat the shit out of
either
Galactus.
Galactus or Thanos. There you go,
Yeah.
Galactus. I knew it was one.
Yeah, you got to remember Thanos
Yeah,
was not a
Galactus.
big deal until the movies came out. Like Galactus
Oh
has
yeah,
always been
true.
a big
Yeah,
deal.
yeah. Galactus. Yeah, she beat Galactus. So there you go.
Uh,
Give her her flowers. And then like every show that I've seen her in, which I think is only like Ultimate Spider-Man.
she was on that Uprising show,
What is
which I
it?
never watched.
Yeah, and I was about to say Uprising because that's the one that's Marvel. And the first time that you get Spider Gwen's like actual Spider-Man name
What do you
instead
mean?
of what you call it.
They call it the Ghost Spider,
Oh,
or they
because
call her
like
Spider Woman?
yeah, the Ghost Spider.
Okay. Yeah, because like that's the misleading thing about Spider Gwen. That's not her name. That's the name of her
Yeah,
comic.
yeah. And it'd be weird to call it Spider Woman when you have another character named Spider Woman.
Well, within her universe, she's called Spider Woman. Like that's how
Yeah,
the other
but I mean
people
like
refer to her.
yeah, because I mean it makes sense because she's that universe Spider Woman.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but like Miles, he has Ultimate Spider-Man for like some runs because Peter is usually just Spider-Man or the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the first time that they had that. That's also, I think, yeah, that's the first time you see America Chavez too.
Yeah.
Doreen, ew, it's disgusting.
Are you gonna be okay?
At least spelled that way. Like Doreen is fine. Doreen with two E's and an N instead of INE. What are you doing? Who your parents don't love you. That's all I'm saying.
It's an old lady's name.
Okay, whoever came up with it first, their parents didn't love them, and now they've made it everybody else's problem. The only reason I needed that is because I caught a pottery after school.
You cut out for all of that. You caught up on what?
I caught a Pachirisu.
Oh, gotcha. So you need to name it something.
Yeah.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah, I didn't want to just name it Squirrel Girl.
I mean, you could have. It would have been about the same.
That would have been lame, and you're lame. Also, I'm where you're at inside your Pokemon playthrough. Which anybody listening, which I doubt it's anybody,
Yeah.
but anybody that comes across this point, tell Derek to finish his Pokemon playthrough.
How many episodes did I
This
do?
man has I've it double digits. I know that much. I think it was like it's either you've done 10 or I watched it.
Um. Yeah. There's 10. There's a bonus where I just grind. There's two bonuses where I just grind. But yeah. There's
But
there's
somewhere in the near future, there's definitely going to be a Pokemon Brilliant Diamond slash Shining Pearl Soul Link Nuzlocke.
sure.
Oh, I assume that was the reason that you got me Brilliant Diamond.
I just got it for you because you and I never owned a Pokemon game that was the same
That's the
generation.
same generation.
Yeah, so I'm like, let me. He's gonna appreciate it no matter what I get him, because I looked at Pearl, Diamond, Pikachu, and Eevee, and I'm like, he'll. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. It really doesn't matter. He will appreciate it regardless. Let me see what
Yeah.
I've got, and that was the cheap. That was the one that I could afford, basically.
Ah.
Because a lot of them were
Yeah.
like, "Hey, do you want to pay $80?" I'm like, "This game was not 80 when it came out. What are you talking about?"
Where were you buying it from?
Amazon. I think because it's Christmas, there's a lot of places that try and mark shit up.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it makes Christmas sale, meaning, yeah, selling for hire.
Yeah. It's one of those guys rubbing his hands together like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, now we're gonna get him. Yeah, no, I really, uh, so, like Diamond and Pearl, one of my favorite generations, has some of my favorite Pokemon in it. One of those Pokemon, funny enough, being the starter bird Pokemon, Starly.
Really?
Fucking love me. Yeah, like Starly's my favorite, like starter bird. Starly, because its whole line, like, well, mainly Staraptor, but like it. The worst one is Pidove. Fuck Pidove. And I don't care what anybody says.
I feel like that's a lot of
Like,
unnecessary hate, sir.
nah, fuck Pidove. Unpheasant is the stupidest bird look ever. You're stupid if you like it, and I'm standing by that.
It's
Like
stupid and
Pidgey,
you're
cool. It's
stupid.
iconic. Like Pidgey, sure, cool, iconic. Pidgeot, I attached myself to Pidgeot. It was great. I was, obviously when I first started playing Pokemon, I played on Gen 1, technically Gen 3 because I played Fire Red as my. Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this on the podcast. I played the original Gen 1 on my neighbor's game, but officially playing through on my own as my first Pokemon Fire Red. And I played that. So, Pidgey being the first Pokemon that I ever caught, been on my team ever since. So if there's a Pidgey in the game, I'll usually always catch it and train it. But after that, nothing has hit until Starly. And nothing has hit ever since then. None of these birds is holding a candle. Like
Get the
nothing.
fuck out of
None
here.
of them.
You fucking
None of
torture.
them.
Get out of here.
And then also no, not that's not a no. I'm talking about the starter, like what you call it, like no,
I'm just being chaos
no.
for chaos sake.
I see. Torchic doesn't count. Torchic's a starter Pokemon, not a starter bird.
You know what? What the fuck even is Snivy? Get the fuck out of here. You a bird?
Honestly,
You got a beak.
it's a snake, and like it doesn't have a beak. It's just a long face, like
I don't,
snakes.
I don't know, man. That looks like a beak. He's gonna try and peck me. Get the
And it's
fuck out of here.
grass. It has a whole leaf tail. Never mind. I'm not gonna do this with you. I'm not gonna do this with you. But yeah, it's like Pidgey, Hit, Talo, and Suelo. They're cool. They're close second from Pidgey to Suelo. Like I'm not even gonna be mad at it. Gen 3, Hoot Hoot is cool. It doesn't have a third evolution, neither does Talo, and I think that's what's holding them back. If they had three forms instead of two, I think I'd rock with it harder. What is Gen 4? Gen 4 is Diamond and Pearl. So, and then Starly comes along, turning into a fighting bird? Clean.
Okay.
Clean.
All right.
The whole line.
What about Farfetch'd?
Farfetch isn't a starter bird, Derek. Get with the program.
It is a starter bird. It doesn't
No, it's
like.
not. You cannot catch Farfetch on your game's effective Route 1. That's what a
Okay,
starter bird is.
All right.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Wait.
a starter bird.
So, but okay.
Even though Suelo and Talo, but it's the first bird that you can catch, which is like super early game. So like I'd give it the first 3 routes.
So
And Farfetch you cannot catch within the first 3 routes.
So here's one that's a little controversial, just because it's not. I don't think it's the starter route, but it is very, very, very early on. What about Wingle?
Okay. Wingle I fucks with.
Yeah.
With Wingle.
Okay.
I would kind of count Wingle as a starter bird,
Yeah.
but like I see what you're saying, but yeah, I fucks with Wingle. Wingle's cool.
What about
Wingle's cool
Swablu?
people. Pelipper, Swablu's not a starter bird. Definitely not a starter bird.
Is it not?
But
I thought you
Swablu's
got it early.
nah. No, Swablu you got way late. Like at least later, like mid game. I'd say Swablu is more like a mid game Pokemon. I don't remember ever being able to catch a Swablu in time early. And if I'm wrong, then the Pokemon fans are gonna come out. Gen 5, Black and White, that's where you get Tranquil and Pidove. Whack. Completely whack.
Listen.
Heaviest drop off ever.
Listen, I'm not gonna disagree with you on Tranquil and Unfezant, but Pidove, I like Pidove. It's just a cute design. It harkens
a cute
back
pigeon.
to like Gen 1 character design.
Yeah,
Like,
it does. Definitely. It does. It's a cute pigeon. It's literally a pigeon. It's cool, but like it's not the best. It is a cute one, but it's not the best. And then its evolutions is just the heaviest drop off in Pokemon history. I've never seen them fumble so hard in my life, and Nintendo has literally made floating keys. So
you're not wrong, sir. You're not wrong.
So there's that.
You know who
Gen
would have been
6? What was that? X and Y?
Wait.
Go
Go back to Gen 5 for just a second. You know
Gen 5.
What would have been a better, like, move it up instead of Pidove? Go with Rufflet and Braviary. Because they're really good.
Rufflet and Braviary, they're cool looking. They're definitely not starter birds.
No,
but
they're not. But I'm saying, like, what if they were?
If they were, I could probably put them in top 5. Probably put them in top 5. I never used them personally, but that's because since they're later on in the game, usually when I'm playing a new generation, if there's no older generation Pokemon in that like starting thing, so I'm forced to deal with all new Pokemon, then whatever happens in the first couple of routes, that's how I attach myself to those Pokemon. So
all right.
I think in Gen 5, I think heavily had like older Pokemon in it in some capacity.
No, Gen 5
did it not?
At least in Black and White, the first one, they force you.
To
go
play with all the new
once
ones.
You've beaten the Elite Four, then you can start catching old Pokemon.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I was attached to whatever I fucking had at that time.
That's why I like Ducklet
that's
so
the
much.
only reason the Ducklet's cute. I fucks with Ducklet.
I don't
Ducklet
fucks
the
with
homie for real.
Swanna though.
I don't either really. Like Ducklet could have had the Farfetch treatment, and I would have been Gucci. I
Yeah,
probably would have eventually been mad. Like, why don't you have an evolution?
yeah. But once you knew what would happen in the alternate timeline, you would have been happy.
Yeah, I would have been like, oh, Ducklet, you just stay how you are, never change. Um,
We love you for you.
but yeah, you ain't gotta evolve into a. You're the silliest goose right now.
um.
Um,
So Gen
Gen
6 is
six,
Fletchling.
who's Gen 6? Fletchling. Okay, yeah, because that's XY. I Fletchling, he's cool. I fucked with him. He was on my
Uh,
team the whole time. He
Talonflame, yes, but Fletchling and Fletchender, no.
Fletchling design wise, I got used to it, and I was like, you know what? You're just a stupid little bird. You're kind of cute because of how stupid you look. So I kind of let it slide, and then the Talonflame, I was like, okay, a fire flying type, cool. I'll take it. That's not Charizard. I'll accept you. You don't look that bad. What was Gen 7? Was that Sun and Moon?
Uh, yes, so Pipek. Pipek, Trumbeak, and then Toucannon. That is,
Pipek. Oh, that was the whole line.
yeah, so that one's
Toucannon.
rough.
I yeah,
I,
I don't even remember Pipek,
like,
to
okay,
be
yeah,
honest with you.
Pipek, yeah, well,
Let me
both
look up. I'm stupid. I have
Pipek
a phone.
and Pipek and Trumbeak are both really forgettable, and Toucannon is one of the laziest designs in all of Pokemon because
It's Toucan Sam.
it's literally just a toucan. They did not fucking make it unique at all. That is just a toucan. Like
I feel like I
even
spelled their name wrong. Oh,
even
Picky Peck. Picky Peck. Yeah,
pick a
yeah,
peck,
yeah.
pick a peck.
I, okay. I liked Pick a Peck, and I liked Toucannon because I was like, your name's gonna be Toucan Sam. Like, you are Toucan Sam. I don't care what anybody says. Trumbeak definitely not a good middle stage at all.
Yeah, yeah,
Nah, can't do it. Can't do it. Mm-mm. But Toucan no, Toucan Sam. Follow your
uh,
nose for the fruity taste that shows.
no, no, not at
Come on
all.
now.
I
Come
no,
on
because
now. Toucan Sam.
I had a
It's
toucan.
it's not a great design. It's
It's
not a great design. I
it's
have
a
to like.
it's a rough design, and for some reason, like he had like rock throw.
Why they make him angry? Why they make him angry?
Yeah, he was angry,
Why why he look angry? No,
and I
no.
I
I'm pretty sure I got like Starly in there because I know you can catch because I was looking because I've been playing Brilliant Diamond. You can catch a Staravia in Sun and Moon, so and then you can breed it to get a Starly. So I'm pretty sure Edison at the time was like, I can get my favorite bird in here. Fuck you. I don't need two cannon.
I'm not playing by your rules. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like okay, so when I played Sun and Moon, I went in completely blind. And I actually went in completely blind years after it came out. I had just fallen off of Pokemon. I'd fallen off of new Pokemon for so long.
I feel that. I feel like a lot, if not everybody, has fallen off a new Pokemon, and the only reason they buy it is to like their younger selves to be like, but we like Pokemon.
Yeah. I mean like I have put an ungodly amount of hours into Black and White. So I think that that's what I was doing at the time. And then I had just stopped playing Pokemon altogether for a few years. And then I was like, you know what? Because this was around, I bought a 2DS around the time that um, the Let's Go Pikachu had been announced. So I'm like, I finally
Mhm.
get to play a console Pokemon game. So all of a sudden I was hyped on Pokemon again. So that's when I bought
Ah,
Sun
that
and
makes sense.
Moon. And so I went in completely blind, and Pick a Peck, I remember evolving him into Toucannon and just being so fucking disappointed. I'm like, if I had known that he was going to turn into this, I would have just left him at Pick a Peck. Like that was the
Yeah,
best of the three, and even then, it's still not
yeah,
great.
definitely is definitely the best of the three. So yeah, that was Sun and Moon. Yeah,
And then,
I'm pretty sure I just never even evolved it because after into two canon because I'm pretty sure once I found out, oh, I can get Starly in here. So that's my new bird Pokemon. Okay, bye. That's the goal. Um,
And
because
then
since that game also had like older Pokemon in it. So what's Sun and Moon?
what a
That was Gen. That was Gen 7, right?
yeah.
Because
Hold on.
4 was black and white. I mean, 4 was Sinnoh. So that was Diamond and Pearl. 5 was black and white.
Is okay. So I'm having a
6
tough
was X and
time.
Y.
What
7 Sun and Moon.
seven sun and moon? Yeah.
8 8 what was before? Oh, Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield.
Sword and shield. Yeah. Let's get down
Sword and
there.
Shield. What? Sword and Shield. Oh, Corviknight. Rookidee. Rookidee.
Rookidee.
I fucks with Rookidee heavy. Rookidee top 5 for sure.
I'm getting there. Hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second. Rowlet. I have to scroll
I
down 'cause
fucks with
the
Corviknight.
list I was using was not great.
I
Mimikyu,
believe
I
it.
love you. Fuck, how big is
This
this
guy's
list?
weird.
Okay, all right, so there we go. Rookidee. I'm not. Yeah, I don't. Oh no, yeah. Corviknight was great. So yeah, I agree with you on Rookidee.
Yeah. Yeah. Yup. What's the
But
middle form?
weren't they dark?
Yes, they were Dark Steel or something
I,
like that.
I think
Steel
I think
Flying,
I think
maybe. I don't know.
I think they're flying steel until you get to Corviknight, and then he was dark flying. No, it's the other way around.
How
The
do you
other
spell Rookidee?
technically they're both flying, and then the last one, Corviknight, is flying steel. That's weird.
Oh, that's weird. I mean, it makes sense. I do know that they because like the whole thing, they're a steel type bird. That's
Yeah.
not Skarmory. Yeah, but I've Rookidee. I fucks with it. Heavy. Top 5, like I said. Top 5. Where the heck is your evolution? What do you evolve into, my guy? Corvisquire. That's what it's called. Corvisquire, not a bad next evolution, you know? And then Corviknight, obviously hot shit. Not even mad at it.
Is there even one for the newest generation?
Yes, it's an electric like bird thing. Wattrel, I think it's called, or Wat tail, whatever it's.
Oh, Wattrel.
Yeah,
It's
I know what it's
awfully
called.
low in the list. Holy shit. Wattrel and Kilowattrel. Okay, that's actually a clever name. Actually, doesn't Kilowattrel doesn't look terrible, but Wattrel's not a great design. It's kind of simple.
Wattrel, yeah. Nah, I feel like that's the starter bird. Let me look at Gen 9 Pokédex.
Oh my fucking god!
What
I think I may have fallen in love.
with Wattrel and Giga Wattrel?
No. After those two is
Oh, I guess you. Okay, I guess you can technically call it Squawkabilly. Maybe is the starter bird, but
Squawkabilly.
in terms of
Oh
but in
yeah,
terms of
because it's got
evolution,
different varieties.
yeah. But because it is the normal flying type,
Hmm.
but I'd count Wattrel as more as a starter bird.
Okay.
Squawkabilly, because I feel like the starter bird has to have an evolution. Otherwise, what are you even doing? You might as well be Farfetch'd. But Farfetch is cooler.
So growing up, I had a mastiff as my dog. Like my family dog was a mastiff.
I know where this is going. I'm looking at
Yeah,
Pokemon. Yeah,
yeah.
I know where this is going. I know where this is going.
They made Mastiff and
And Mabo Stiff.
Mabostiff. and
Yeah.
they are adorable. And I
Are you
kind of
telling me that you want to do Pokemon Scarlet and Violet
a
co-op,
little,
Derek? Is that
a,
what you want to
a,
do?
a little bit, just a little bit. I'm like,
Because we can't actually do that game co-op. Be in your world, wandering around, catching with you.
I have to buy the game though. That's the problem.
I know. No, I know. What I'm saying, like, if that happens, it can be a co-op adventure.
Oh my god.
I need to beat that game. I've had that game for so long. I need to beat Legends Arceus. And now I have 3 Pokemon games that I need to beat.
I thought you had beaten it. I didn't realize I was adding to the problem.
No, no. My ex got me Legends Arceus for Christmas 2 years ago or something like that.
And then didn't Sarah get you Scarlet and Violet?
Sarah got me Scarlet and Violet, yeah, because Sarah wanted to get me Pokemon for Christmas the year that my ex got me one,
Mm-hmm.
and they had talked and they were like, "Oh, uh, you should definitely get it for him because it'll mean more from you." And she was like, "Okay," so she got me that, and then last year Sarah got me Scarlet and Violet. Well, Violet, because it's the closest thing to blue. So yeah, and then but Scarlet and Violet has a lot of the older, but the Pokemon team that I have in Scarlet and Violet, I don't even think it involves a bird. Do
Yeah,
not think it involves a bird
probably not.
because I
All
know I
right.
got Fuecoco, I got Ralts, and I got what you call it, some other ones, but I'll figure that out later. But yeah, so that's the ranking system of the Pokemon starter birds.
I bet you weren't
Didn't think you'd
expecting
get
that
this
on
in
the
your
Supernatural episode.
supernatural. Yeah, quick, tie it into supernatural. There
Uh,
was a flying demon at some point, flying supernatural creature, a bird. Yeah, uh, I think we
yeah,
fooled him, Derek.
we've lost it. I know.
This is what happens on the Gotcha Gang podcast.
We could have had a Supernatural. We could have had a full
I
on
mean, hey, if you
Supernatural episode
want,
if Quincy had stuck around, but
you can split it. You can have. We talked about supernatural for a pretty decent amount of time.
yeah.
How long has it been now up to this point?
It is currently 3 hours and 15 minutes.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure supernatural, everything involving supernatural, especially tying into last podcast,
Oh,
um,
the
the
segment that
stuff that
I
you're
cut
grabbing
out.
from that,
Yeah,
yeah, grabbing that stuff, it might lead up to a whole podcast. Definitely, this by itself would lead up to a whole podcast with just talking about the supernatural stuff. Um, at least an hour,
yeah,
and then everything else about like Gege and Naruto, all that stuff, you can split it into a whole different thing.
yeah. That's true.
And then
You
we
know
don't
what?
have to do another episode the next week.
And I mean, yeah, we kind of don't. I think I'm gonna take your advice, Ed. We're not gonna do. I mean, we can't do an episode next week because the
Or
2 days you two are available to record is Sunday and Monday. Next
yes,
Sunday is Christmas Eve,
Monday is
and
Christmas
then
Eve and Christmas Day. Yeah.
yeah, so we're not gonna be able to do anything. I mean, I'm available, but I don't think you guys are.
Well, yeah. I'm going to be Sunday because Saturday. So basically, the day that this podcast goes up,
Hmm.
I will be driving. I'll be at work, and
Hmm.
then depending on if I feel like getting up early enough, to leave and be at work by 6:30. I'll be leaving at 4:30 and headed straight to Vegas
Okay,
to be with my niece and my family for Christmas,
gotcha.
and then I'm not coming back until Monday night. So
Mm. Yeah,
yeah,
this is gonna be this has been a rough year for me. And I mean
been a rough year for me too.
and honestly, like, you know, all that being said, I still get to celebrate my holidays, but Thanksgiving, I was completely alone, and Christmas itself, while Ed's with his family and Quincy's with his. I will technically be alone again. But I will be flying out in the beginning of January and going to spend a few days with my family. So I will get some kind of a Christmas. It's just a lot later
See,
than
there you
everybody
go.
else.
Well, yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, hey, if we feel like taking a break, like this episode's gonna go up Saturday for the Supernatural podcast, and if you split it, then that's also the following Saturday. So we don't even have to like record and whatnot. If you just want to kind of hang out on that Sunday and Monday, which will be the one after Christmas,
Yeah.
hey, we can do that if you're
Well,
available.
no, the Sunday and Monday after Christmas, that will be when
Yeah.
we need to record something.
Oh yeah, because because
Yeah,
something
because that's only
needing to
yeah
go up that Saturday.
yeah it's
Yeah,
only
it's throwing me
2 weeks.
all off because I'm used to recording on Wednesday.
Yep, I know. Yeah, for the record,
Damn,
if we
now we record after an episode goes up. The day
like
after an episode goes up.
I was about to bring that up. We're gonna be like if we talk about current events, we're gonna be a week behind every time.
When have we ever talked about current events?
Only when you're talking
Oh wait,
about
that's
like an
true.
episode
Yeah,
of an anime
I
comes out.
mean, true. Yeah, because I mean Wednesday. Dang, if it. Well, hey, I can always talk about Jujutsu Kaisen now because it'll be the Sunday following the Thursday an episode comes out. That will always be on the docket. You're welcome.
What can I say except you're welcome?
You're welcome. But yeah. But
Yeah.
since Derek is splitting this, thanks future Derek. Uh that means that
Yippee!
I would host that episode. Yeah.
Yeah, you can host the next
Yeah.
episode.
Well, I mean, I don't. It would technically be this episode that would be getting split into, but yeah, I'll
I'll,
host the
s- I'll,
next one.
s- I'll
Oh,
still
you know
give it to
what?
you.
Quincy's not gonna be able to say big jiggly black
He
titties.
he. Okay, so spoilers for anybody that listened already, but you already know this. I've already edited that out. He already tried to, and I've edited it out. So
Dang.
because the rule is we don't do that in season 2.
Wow. Damn. All
It,
right. The
it,
whole.
in
I,
fact, you just said it, and I censored it again.
wow. All right. I guess Derek's writing season two.
I
The
season 2 Derek be going crazy.
season two Derek is a wild animal and he needs to be put down. Where's Craven the Hunter when you need him?
Nah, man. Nah. Season 2 Derek. Season 2 Derek goes brrr.
Definitely does. He's wild it out. Somebody rein this man in.
Oh shit.
But yeah,
I'm
that's it.
like a
So
fish, reel me in. Yeah.
reel me in.
We need to we probably should end it because it's been 3.5 hours.
Yeah, that's a long time. I'm glad I'm not.
Yeah, no shit. You're not fucking kidding. I have to like because we decided to split this and because you've said like future Derek. I have a couple things that I need to put into this fucking podcast. So
Yeah, yeah. So
yeah,
you have fun with that. I do not envy you in any capacity, and
no
I love
dude.
you for it. And thanks again for the Christmas gifts. I loved both of them. They're amazing and very practical for me. A Bluetooth
Hopefully
speaker is great.
Quincy gets a second gift at some point.
Hopefully, I mean, I don't.
I'm
It's weird
gonna.
that they would have put that in the mailbox.
I think that they sent it to USPS. I think that's what ended up happening. Um.
Maybe you should check that and let us know, and then
Yeah.
pick it up.
I'm gonna give you guys until tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow night before I contact them because sometimes with USPS they've said that they delivered something and then don't deliver it for like another day or two. So
Yeah, yeah. Quincy was talking about that because I was like, oh yeah, the like Amazon and stuff. Was saying like sometimes Amazon will say, but that's why they tell you to wait 2 days
yeah,
after something is said delivered because it might just be behind and they just put the status as delivered, especially if you have multiple items.
yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys for listening to this episode and the episode previous because this is 2 episodes now.
Yeah, it's been great. Thank you, and thank you again because 2 episodes.
Yep. So, adios.
See ya.